everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Crusader Kings 2, the House Fleming Dynasty. So, here we are once again, within the realm of England, which is now in the hands of Fleming rule. We have just managed to put down, with the assistance of our son, who barely moved a muscle, it must be said, in quelling a few factions, mainly with battle prowess, but a couple of schemes and plots thrown into the mix to make life a little bit easier. And it has to be said that Duke George I of Normandy perhaps has been the main instigator in ensuring that England sees a time of peace. We're not quite there yet, because Flanders is still trying to declare independence, but Duke George has decreed that he's done enough for his son as of now. He's put down rebellions, he's fielded the entire Fleming force in an attempt to beat down the insurgents, he's plotted and schemed to have troublesome vassals of Bohemond bumped off. But after last time, remember when our son tried to berate us for not carrying out our duties as Chancellor? The utter cheek of it really didn't go down too well in Duke George's books. The ungrateful little whelp probably getting a little bit high and mighty with his newfound title. So we're going to see how he copes on his own for a bit. And I think it's about time Duke George had some retirement. He's 68. Although we're still leading troops in Boulogne on behalf of the king. It's a pity we can't withdraw him. I think he's earned a rest. So a couple of things to sort out before we continue today's session. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue at a nice steady pace, not quite 1 speed, but we're going to go on 2 speed, and we're just going to enjoy the last few moments of this LP. There's no way it's going to go on for too much longer. He's 68, what, maybe 5, 10 years at most left? He's going to be popping his clogs very shortly. When he does, we're going to take over his Bohemond Fleming, and as I said, when that happens, the LP, this season of the game, will end. So we're going to just sit back, and we're going to enjoy this LP, what's left of it. So there's no rushing. I'm not going to feel bad about taking my time. I'm just going to savour the last few moments of what we've worked so hard to achieve. So, first, a couple of things. We have a plot going on to kill Duke Robert of Oxford. Now, Duke Robert of Oxford, as we realised from yesterday, is a rather troublesome vassal of Bohemond. The plot power is at 100%. Now, I can't remember how exactly long this plot has been going on, but we'll give it a bit more time. But we can actually invite a couple more people to the plot if we need them. Philippa here can be swayed with a bribe of 20 gold pieces. More than likely. And also, where's the other chap? What's it? Alan? Alan might be able to be swayed. I think it was Rod. Oh no, I'm not sorting by plot power, do excuse me. There we go. It was Philippa that could be swayed, and it was Alexander that could be swayed. These two can definitely be swayed with a bribe, 20 gold pieces each, for an extra 26% plot power, and 2 extra backers might just give us that edge we need. But we're just going to run with this at the moment, see how it goes. Duke George apprehensive about spending any more coin right now. So the first thing we should be getting our head around is the fact that we need a new marshal. Now we don't have any marshals in our court that are good enough, so we're going to have to look further afield. So once again we're going to go to the Find Character screen and we're going to search. Okay, we're going to sort by martial ability, the entirety of the world, and we're just going to go down our usual list, seeing if we can invite somebody who wants to come to court. He's not married, so he can't invite his wife. Well, if I get the opportunity to try the little trick that somebody told me about a few videos ago, I might give it a whirl. 35, who's this one? Like if they have a wife, for instance, we can invite their wife to see if we can sort of force them to come to court that way. But no need. We are inviting a prince. A prince of Navarra, no less. I wonder how high up in the rankings he is. His brother is king. And his brother has plenty of sons, so it's highly unlikely that he's going to come. But we could actually push him onto, for instance, if we wanted. I wonder if we could push him onto one of these weak claims, if we could push one of these weak claims on his behalf. Then we would have an ally for life, wouldn't we, if we did that? Anyway, that will be in the future. For now, we'll invite him to court, get him here, and then we can consider what we were going to do with him, if we were kind enough to do it. So we're getting ourselves a new marshal. As we look to our council, Count Mitrofan of Raun's Count Mitrofan the Glorious, as Duke George would call him, for fabricating the claim on the Duchy of Brittany, enjoying his retirement. 12 Marshal, 13 Marshal, 8 Marshal, there we go. Just allowing my council members to become commanders in the field of battle should we need them. And yeah, so he's enjoying his retirement. Now Marshal will come, researching technology with these two and scheming with him. So our council members are hunky-dory. We're not going to change any of the laws now. We're happy with the levies that we're getting from our feudal lords, and everything else can just remain on normal for now. Military-wise, we're just sitting pretty and waiting for the next uprising to begin. Factions, there's nothing really too major going on with the factions. These don't seem to have too much strength and hopefully won't grow any further. Good old Popey. As long as he stays out of my way, things will be running perfectly fine. Now, before we commence the session proper, I want to just take a quick look at the dynasty tree. I haven't seen this for quite a while. See where we are in terms of family members. So, of course, we have George, who is currently the ruler, now married to Eugenia of Normandy, who's provided him with 3 children, so as well as stewardship, so she served her purpose too. She served her purpose indeed. So here we are, the children of the leader currently. George, his eldest son, died in a suspicious accident due to this man plotting against him, no doubt, who is now King of England. He has his own children. 2 daughters who seem to have gotten married and had their own children. House de Vexin de Ooh! She's married to Leonard de Vexin de Amiens. Oh. Okay, so somewhere down here, I imagine. Sybil, his second eldest daughter. Sybil of England, Princess Sybil of England, of course. Now, daughter of a king. Boosts their status. Has had her own child to House Jimena, who we are inviting a marshal from that same house. Isn't it amazing how things just intermingle, isn't it? We're tying down and we're, spreading roots out, and we're linked to quite a few prominent houses, it looks like. Sancho Sanchez. I wonder if he's any relation to the person that I'm inviting to court right now. I can't remember who I am inviting to court right now. We'll see when he gets here. House Jimena. I thought the current... We'll see when he comes. We'll see when he gets here. So that's her. She's married out. Had a child already. Thurston is the heir to the throne of England right now. And we know that he has good stewardship, now 19 stewardship. Yet to be married, but there's no rush, plenty of time. People will be queuing up on his doorstep to marry him when he becomes king. No point in tying yourself down now, eh? Another daughter. How old is she? 16? She looks a bit wizened for 16. A little bit round the jowls. Anyway, she's not married. Just waiting, I suppose, to be married off in some kind of an alliance, perhaps. And the young Bohemond Jr., my grandson. So that's Bohemond's line. Then we've got the evil Tor Fleming, conspirator to try and usurp my title many moons ago. Still in prison. He's been in prison for how long? I think there's a way to see that actually. If we go to the intrigue screen, we can look at our prisoners. 14 years imprisonment. Wow, he's lasted a long time. And the bastard got Zello too. 14 years as well. Let that be a lesson, chaps. I think they've learnt their lesson in 14 years, but it's still too. I'm not letting them out. Let it be a lesson to anybody who dares try to usurp my title in the future. This is what happens to you. 14 years in our damp, squalid prison is far worse a punishment than death. Then of course young Richard of Glamorgan, with his many children. George, he's had his own bastard as well. Wow. Runs in the family, I see. So that's Richard. Now then the three young ones. Toby, George and Nicholas. May they grow up well and yes, do what they need to do to become prominent members of society. So that's the line so far. We have William the Slow, had his child William, oh no that's William, sorry, he died early at the age of 27, had William the Slow, who proved to be quite the character really. He had Gerard, a marriage of strange affairs, marrying somebody from Abyssinia, having a child, Gerard, who's also had a few children of his own. Young William, proving to be quite the intriguing character. And two daughters as well, so he's coming along nicely. Grace, marrying to a de Normandy, having children, and well, we know about Bella the bastard. All his children are now dead, and there's still roots tied down over there somewhere, I imagine, but we're not going to go too deep into it. Zachariah, good old Uncle Zachariah Fleming, having some children. Elizabeth marrying out to a de Normandy, marrying Duke Adam the Unready. So she married the former king, having the king's children. Youngest one is now dead. He's dead at the hands of a suspicious accident. He is the last one left. He doesn't like us. He doesn't like our son. He's a problem. He has to die. He's my family, and I want to kill him. How awful is that? Dearie me. He is related somehow, isn't he, of course? But it makes no difference. He still has to die. So that's Zachariah's eldest child. Breeding. Seems that his family line is nothing but a breeding ground for problems. Sylvester. Good old Sylvester, who led many of our armies. Had all daughters. I bet it's unfortunate, he thinks. Nonetheless, still children, and there we go. She married matrilineally. Oh, my daughter. Oh, interfamilial relations here. Count Richard of Glamorgan, my son, married to my cousin's daughter. It's like, so she's like my second cousin, is that right? He's my cousin, she'll be my second cousin, marrying my son. So they'll be like sort of distant cousins also. So keeping it in the family. That's why they are Flemings. And Well, she's named one of them George. How quaint. Another son from Zachariah Asletin. Not married. At the age of how old? 39? Is he a priest? Lancelin died, and another daughter. Married to House de Contville. So that's Zachariah's line. Arthur Fleming in Meissen. Daughters. Anything of interest? No, just normal marriages into houses all the way over there in the east. Blaive having his own children and more children, more Flemings. Look at that. Distant Flemings over in the east. Kuno Fleming, Carloman Fleming, Eberhard Fleming. Who would have thought they would have had such strange names? Strange to me. It might not be strange for people that live over there, of course, but roots being tied down further afield. Baldwin with his children. Botolph. Gotthard Fleming. Oh, good steward. Bear it in mind. So, yes, Fleming dynasty stretching out across the water, across the land in the east, due to Arthur. Cecilia marrying House de Beaumont, who was Duke of York. Their son is still Duke of York. How does he feel about the king? He likes him. Good. I like loyal vassals. You can live.